I'm the dude. So that's what you call me.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah, not since I was 10.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Come on to the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
Welcome back to Movie Mingle. I'm Caveman.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we are trying something very new.
Very new. Like, we only tried it once, and maybe we should have done it more than once. But here we go.
Right now we're fighting our cat.
Yes.
And that's going to be the first issue.
With the nature of today's podcasting, you're going to hear, some extra noises, extra cat, and a lot of us. Because we are going to be recording a full commentary for
Avengers Endgame.
Yes, we are.
Technically the first movie of 2025.
Yeah.
So Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everybody. May this year bring good tidings and lots of fun stuff. And some really good movies, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the idea is we have Avengers Endgame queued up as close to the black screen right before Hawkeye's and his daughter are practicing with the bow and arrow, that opening scene. But right now we're at the black screen right before
we were technically 2 seconds in because we could not get it to not start. Yeah. So
as much as we tried, we could not get it to stop at 0 seconds. So 2 seconds in. But with a commentary like this, as long as you're mostly synced up with us.
Yeah, you should.
It doesn't have to be right on at the second. So
it should be though. Like if you're gonna settle down and listen to this entire thing as a commentary, you should sync it up to 2 seconds in. So
it's gonna work out no matter.
Yes, and it's going to be ridiculous, and we're gonna do our best to not have giant gaps of silence, but. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole fucking film.
If you've ever listened to an audio commentary before, the person doing the commentary is not always talking about exactly what's on screen at that moment, but we're gonna try our best here.
Yeah, we'll try to make it as interesting as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So buckle up, everyone, because this is gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
Y'all gonna hear me cry.
Us watching this movie together.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now,
okay. Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
Okay. We are
ready.
Started at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
As close as we can be.
As close as we can. It's a black screen.
And we're going to count down.
From 3.
From 3. Not this 5 nonsense.
Well, you weren't prepared by 3?
I wasn't prepared by the 5. No.
All right.
Okay.
Starting at 3.
Wait, are we going on 1 or are we going on go?
Go.
Okay. Buckle up, friends. It's going to be a bumpy start, but we will get to it. Producer Robin is also demanding that he be included.
He wants couch space.
In the way that he does. So, I'll go. Robin, so help me, Jesus. I will Thanos your ass.
Buckle. All right. Here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Opening on Hawkeye and his family. I think that with all commentaries, if you're a second or so behind or ahead, it's just the way of it. Like we're trying our best here, guys. It's a rinky-dink operation. You should be pretty used to that.
Yeah, but right now they just see Hawkeye and his daughter.
His cute family.
Yeah, so there's nothing really that could be out of sync.
His hot wife, his cute kids. It is really sad that he loses everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Also, you and I, when we were getting prepared for this, I remember thinking, how are they going to start this movie off?
Yeah.
After everything we saw in Ant-Man and Captain Marvel leading up to this.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to open up on...
But then as you're watching, you're just like, well, they don't seem like half the people in the world just disappeared. And then you see that.
Yeah. And you kind of hear the thunder rumbling in the distance.
Thunder rumbles.
The birds get quiet.
Yeah, half the population of all the birds just disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
It is brutal. Like, what do you do? Like, he's just like, they were here, now they're not.
Yeah. Like, just literal piles of dust now. Yeah, no, for what it's worth, I am definitely a second behind you here. But it be what it be. Interesting, too, you'll note that they've taken out all of the heroes that have been dusted. So that's why you only see, like, the original
4.
Yeah, the people that are left are the only ones that you see.
Or the original 6.
Yeah.
The 6 that started it off.
Yeah.
First Avengers.
Nebula deserves the whole wide world, and Tony is very sweet with her.
Well, yeah, playing this simple game with, like, teaching her
Yeah.
being a good sport, having fun.
Oh, Nebula. Sweet girl. The one thing I never quite always kind of wondered about when he does these sorts of recordings is how it technically records the back of him. Because it creates a 3D recording, but how does it know what his back's up to? That's just a thought that I have. Don't worry too much about it. Just one of those weird thoughts that goes through Maggie's
What do you
head.
mean records the back of him?
Well, it creates a whole 3D version of him, right?
Sure.
So
The
how
AI
does it-
fills in the blanks.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry to anybody out there if you hear me chewing. I'm going to try not to chew directly into the microphone.
No, do it. ASMR this bitch. I always kind of wondered how Captain Marvel knew to find Tony out here. But I'm kind of glad that we never really found out. Because she appears like an angel in the distance. The angel that she is. I love her so much. But to be fair, I love all these characters so much. They are all my babies. And, you know, I can't pick my favorite Bucky Barnes, but they are all my favorite Bucky Barnes. He's my baby. I can't wait to see him in about 2.5 hours.
I think my favorite character remains Thor.
Thor is pretty great.
I really love him as a character. And then
Thor is so pure.
I would say after him, probably Rocket.
That's a solid choice. Like Rocket. Actually, I love Rocket and Thor's relationship together. We talked about this in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like, they're a great team. I haven't actually watched this movie in its entirety in a very, very long time. I have put on the last hour of it several times, like literally from the point that Hulk snaps to the end of the film a lot, but I haven't seen this beginning in ages. So it is kind of nice to revisit everyone. And Nebula is so sweet with Tony. Oh.
I always end up fast forwarding this part.
Yeah?
Just to get into it, because I've seen this movie all the way through a few times. And
yeah.
So if I'm rewatching it, I'll usually just start it when Captain Marvel brings him. Yeah. Like they're landing at Avengers Campus.
There are few things that I find unforgivable about this film, but one of them is in a few minutes here when we see Cap shave his beard, because that beard is righteously smoking hot. And although Chris Evans is hot, beard or unbearded, damn, Captain America with that beard. Whoo! You! Oh, and here she comes. A literal angel. And you know what? People that don't like Captain Marvel, get fucked. Let's leave it at that. That bitch is strong. She is one of the most powerful Avengers. The other being Wanda Maximoff. And, yeah, she will punch you in the dick. So, like, she's my forever. I love her. Look on Tony's face. He's just like, what is this? What is this? It's her. Yeah, see, here we go. Shaving off that perfect beard. God, that man is built like a Dorito. Broad ass shoulders and a tiny waist. Well, look, we've got to fill the time somehow. The time I'm filling is going to be a lot about how hot everybody is. That's not even the weirdest thing that people had seen in like the last 48 hours either. I lost the kid. This moment here where Rocket sits down with Nebula and they hold each other's hands. Oh, so sweet and so sad.
Well, yeah, everybody that they knew is gone.
All those heroes. He says that because he doesn't know what he is. I mean, Tony doesn't have to be such of a sarcastic asshole in this. Like, I get that he too is upset and he's going through his own trauma, but he doesn't have to be such an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, this part here, like, is a suit of armor.
And again, I am just going back to the point that if this Rhodey is a Skrull, I will fuck everybody up. Because there's no way. I don't like him yelling at him. It makes me sad. Poor Carol, too, because she's like, I just walked into this. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This dynamic is clearly messed up. Like, oh Nebula. Sweet poor girl. So we have been watching What If at the moment. We are catching up with the whole series in order to prepare for the premiere here in a couple of days. And, you know, it's been really nice seeing, for the most part, everybody come back to voice their characters in What If. But I will say that I absolutely judged the shit out of the people that haven't been coming back. Like, the fact that Evans and Robert Downey Jr. didn't come back for What If, I can understand that. I can understand. I don't like it, but I can understand that. But, like, you know, why couldn't Scarlett Johansson do it? I mean, fucking Hemsworth did it. Ruffalo did it. Everybody else, well, Brie Larson didn't, but I still judge her for it. I'm just saying, like, you come back. You sit in a booth for a couple hours. You record your lines. Yeah. You get a hell of a paycheck. You go home.
It's unfortunate. It would have been a lot of fun to have them all there, but I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe it was a scheduling conflict.
But, yeah, like, I don't know. It always just was like...
Some people are all about the money.
Some people are busy. I get that. By the way, this scene right here where Thor approaches Carol.
Oh, it's a great moment.
It's a great moment
I
because...
love this in the trailer.
Here he is, the god of lesbians, and here she is, the goddess of lesbians. And they have this little stare down, and now they're besties. I like this one. I'll keep her.
Go get him.
Bum bum ba da bum 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 bum. I am sorry in advance for all the dead air, and if you are listening to this podcast without putting on the movie, just, you know, roll with it. There's going to be some dead air.
If you're listening to this podcast without the movie playing simultaneously, you're probably going to be pretty bored.
Yes, that is true.
And confused, unless you know this movie.
Yeah.
Without even
like, I can see
looking
Jesse watching this movie or listening to this without watching the movie, but
just
I could also
driving in the car, listening to us randomly.
Just start talking and stop talking.
No, but see, with an audio commentary with a movie, you watch the movie and occasionally we talk about stuff.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But we're all watching. It's our community. We're watching it together right now.
No matter where and why, we're watching it together. I think it's a testament to the character how Nebula can have this great relationship with Tony. She can have a great relationship with Rocket. She can have a great relationship with Rhodey. Like, Karen Gillan's just got great chemistry with everyone, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And she'll always be my Amy Pond, and I love her. Meanwhile, this purple motherfucker. It is satisfying to watch him get killed twice in this movie. It's not enough, but it is satisfying. It is interesting, though, seeing him so brutalized by the gauntlet. Take that, you piece of shit. Captain Marvel's gonna punch you in the dick. What he should have done in the first place.
Yeah, too bad he didn't have Stormbreaker.
Well, he did have Stormbreaker.
Oh, that time, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking on the ship at the very beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah, well, that would have been a good time to have Stormbreaker. Of course, all the stones are missing. But where did they go? I like how winded, I guess you could say, Black Widow is in all of this. Like, she is completely shattered by this. And it's interesting seeing her so rocked. Because she's been such a solid character up to this point. And there we go.
Oh, man.
So good. Oh, that blood splatter on her face.
Yep.
Oh.
Aimed for the head.
Aimed for the head.
Or went for the head.
Oh, poor Thor. He really does suffer dearly because of this whole storyline. And I'm glad that they, they ran with it. They didn't just make it like... They make it a comedy point, but I think that they also acknowledge that, he suffers. And he feels the weight of the world on his shoulders. And I love him. Now this here was the gag of all gags. When all of a sudden it's just like fucking 5 years later. Yeah, I mean, y'all are going to have to deal with the occasional burp too. I can't. There's no cough button on this thing, so I'll just have to pull the microphone away and do my best. What I don't believe is that after 5 years, they haven't started to like rebuild. The fact that there's still shit everywhere, right? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of empty cars. I feel like after 5 years, they would have started clearing all of this stuff away. Right? Am I wrong in thinking that? It feels like that, like, after a year, they start to be like, okay, they're not coming back. Now we put shit back into place. We take over our lives again. But, I don't know. Maybe, supposedly I survived the snap, according to that one website where you could go on. I survived the snap. I don't know about you and the children, but I'm at least still out there. Just,
I didn't look that up.
Yeah. The idea that Steve is doing what Sam would have done, which is, running a group therapy session, because that's what Sam was doing in Winter Soldier.
Also, just in case people at home don't know, because we're full of useless tidbits here.
Yeah, the director.
The director, one
Joe
of the
Russo.
two directors,
Yeah.
is the one who was talking about.
Yeah, going on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy sitting next to Chris Evans.
Like, I don't know. I feel like this is easily like depression, like the first year, maybe second year depression settling in. 5 years on, I feel like people have cleaned up, at least tidied up. Like, I get that losing half the population would fuck this world pretty hard, but, you know, sooner or later people are going to start the big tidy. And I just think that it's an odd establishing shot, although it does set the tone, I guess. I don't know. I'm nitpicking because I'm trying to fill the space. But I do have to. And here we are, the rat that saves everything. Literally, if it weren't for this little fucker. It is Splinter. He's going to go off and find his boys. Our beloved Paul Rudd. Oh, sweet Scott Lang. And then in a second here, because it is, after all, a Russo brother movie, there has to be a Community cameo. And some things just don't chang. Ken Jeong, of course, our beloved. I love that he doesn't have a line at all either. Yeah. He's just there, changing it up. But did you die? I don't know. It just seems like, why would there still be all the junk everywhere? Right? There's finally houses for everyone. You move into somebody's house.
They had enough time to build this.
They had enough time to build that, but not clean up their streets?
Trash is still out in the street.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I find it.
I
it's
get
an
that certain
interesting
areas
set
would
direction.
there would still be some.
There would be remnants, but like whole cars just sitting there, like empty baseball stadiums.
I don't know.
You're telling me they wouldn't have forced people to be like, we're going to go back to normal. We're going to try to make life normal again. You know? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't lived through it.
It's a choice of set direction.
I haven't lived through it, and hopefully I never do.
Well, yeah, hopefully. But if we do live through it, at least we know that in a few years we'll be coming back. Scott Lang. I think it is canon that she lost both of her mom and her stepdad during this too, which does make me wonder who she lived with this whole time. But, you know, see, that's the story that I want. I want to know what life was like during those 5 years. I think that would be the interesting story to tell. But I also kind of appreciate that they're like, you know what? We're never going back to that. One of like the 8 actresses who have played Cassie Lang here. Imagine that. Imagine disappearing for a couple hours and coming back and your child's 5 years older. I couldn't.
Yeah, I could not fathom.
Yeah.
Coming back to she was like 8 or 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her age has always been a little squirrely. She looks 19 there, but she also could be supposed to be 14. Okoye, one of my beloveds. Beautiful and perfect forever.
Excuse me.
I mean, I guess you can kind of see that the backsides of them are a bit fuzzier. Oh, gotta talk about something.
I like how you're so concerned about
I have a lot
their
of concerns. I currently am the only one trying to fill this podcast space there, honey. So, anyways, of course, we just missed right there the Ronin of it all, which, to be fair, you know, what else would Hawkeye do but go crazy and kill a bunch of people?
Kill a bunch of...
Yeah. So, have Steve and Nat ever fucked, do you think?
No.
Really? You don't think there was ever once and they were just like, what the hell? I don't know, it was the first Christmas post-blip and they didn't know what else to do, so they just boned down?
No.
There's
I really
fanfic
don't.
out there, I guess, if you want to.
Well, of course there's
Yeah.
fanfic out there, because everybody's got to ship everybody. But
Everybody ships everybody with everybody.
no, I mean, there was the one line in Avengers Age of Ultron where Steve Rogers and Bruce Banner were talking about Bruce and Natasha being an item.
Yeah.
And yeah, Steve Rogers is like, yeah, she's flirting with you, Bruce. And Bruce essentially is like, no, she's not flirting. And Steve Rogers is like, yeah, she is. Trust me, I've seen it up close. Which, I mean, of course, I completely understand her flirting with Steve Rogers.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Look at
they're...
that face. Well, her face. But when it shows his face, his perfect face. I will contend to change the subject slightly, but keep it on Natasha. The Black Widow movie came out way too late. The Black Widow movie should have come out after Civil War, not after Endgame. And it should have been the exact same movie too. It should have ended with us finding out that Nat's dead and Hawkeye killed her, because that would have been the bombshell to end all bombshells. But instead, it's just sort of like, oh, she's already gone, and here's all this backstory that's unnecessary, and we know that he didn't kill her, and that's the end of that. I don't know. It's one of the few missteps I think that Marvel has done, which is that they released that movie way too late. I know you know Ant-Man. In a movie full of mindfucks, I feel like Scott kind of gets the worst of it. Because he was in there for a couple hours, and then he came out to this. That's the mindfuck. He drove cross country for this. Because he drove from San Francisco to upstate New York.
Yeah.
That must have been a hell of a drive.
The whole time just
That would have also
thinking
been a
about
fun story to
what
see.
he's going to say or where he's going to go.
What he's going to find. I guess that's what he thought about the entire time. A time heist. I love the idea that you can rent this cabin on Airbnb.
Oh my God, it probably gets rented up a lot.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's very expensive.
Of course it is.
But you can rent
first
this
of all,
cabin.
look at it.
I know, it is.
That view.
Even, honestly, yeah, even if they hadn't used it for this movie, dog show. It would have been, it'd be a beautiful place to stay. I think it is definitely somewhere in Georgia. Oh, Morgan. Oh, her sweet little face. Oh, you know, people actually bullied her on the internet because the internet's a cesspool of terrible.
The kid?
Yeah.
For what, being a kid?
Yeah, for being a kid and being an actor. And it's like,
Okay.
yeah, like they would be shitty to her on her Instagram that her mom ran. And it was just like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah, she's Iron Man's daughter. I would not mess with her.
She's a child.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that too. That's the more important part. You don't bully children, especially when you're grown-ass adults. But I also wouldn't bully her for fear of retaliation from him and her and him. Also, how dare Chris Evans look that fucking hot? Like, unfair that man is that goddamn hot. Oh, so hot.
Is he hot?
No, he's actually very unattractive. They all are.
Finally, somebody admits it.
Mm-hmm. We're all just secretly making everyone else believe that Chris Evans is hot. Oh, that is a beautiful cabin. Everybody did, Scott.
I am saved.
Oh.
I would have stayed and just not talk shop.
Well, I mean, how do you not talk shop?
Because that view, and I bet lunch is great.
No, lunch is made by Gwyneth Paltrow. Lunch is bland, saltless, beige food.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not Gwyneth Paltrow.
It's always Gwyneth. Pepper Potts is always Gwyneth Paltrow.
Pepper Potts is a great cook.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Smart Hulk can fucking get it. Man. Look at that chest hair. It's...
Those big green guys really turn you on.
You know what? I like a muscly chest hair daddy. What can I say? Aren't you happy for that?
I wish I was muscly.
Well, no, but you're a daddy. Hey. I love the way that Scott is looking at Hulk. Just this, just the what the fuck that's going on right
is
here.
This thing in front of me?
Yeah. These kids are the director's children. Just in case anybody didn't know. Yeah. You know, Ruffalo looks great. Hulk looks great for being a fully CG character. He looks great. That's... For as long as this movie is, this whole scene is unnecessary. Like, I know it's meant to be like comic relief, but that's 45 seconds of nonsense that doesn't need to be in this film.
But those 45 seconds just show you... I don't know. The movie doesn't need to just be...
No, but some of the jokes don't land.
Step
and
one,
for
step
me,
two, step three, step four.
That joke doesn't land. It's just so silly.
It's not a joke. It's just an awkward situation.
Also, Nat gets it. Nat's looking at that green chest hair going, yeah, maybe now. Not back then, but definitely now.
It's a good thing we're not watching Lord of the Rings.
It is a very good thing we're not watching Lord of the Rings. But I don't really know what else to talk about other than just how attractive everybody is. So, what more do you want from me? I'm trying here. Oh, Peter. Sweet boy. You know, I'm excited for Robert Downey Jr. to come back as Doctor Doom because shit. I'm excited because he's such a great actor, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see it.
I'm more interested in the writing.
Yeah.
Like, give me I don't care who the actors are, just give me a good story.
I mean, I trust in the Russo brothers, so, you know.
If they're coming back and they're like, we need Robert Downey Jr. for this, then they need Robert Downey Jr.
Has Chris Evans been completely confirmed to be coming back as some sort of Cap?
I don't know about completely confirmed. I saw it talked about by some of the YouTube channels.
But I haven't heard anything like official. Like I haven't seen like any Instagram posts, I guess.
From Marvel?
Yeah. I mean, like, look at the welcome back that RDJ got. They're not going to do the same thing for Evans if he comes back?
Well, RDJ had the benefit of announcing during Comic-Con.
Yeah, the Comic-Con of it all, I know. It's just that...
I'm pretty sure there's some Variety article that said that he was coming back.
I mean, Variety is very trustworthy in terms of entertainment news, but I still kind of, I still wonder. Somebody referred to Pepper and Tony as only ever having chemistry of coworkers. And I can kind of see it. No, I think they actually have really good chemistry. I like these two together.
They're not on screen a lot.
No.
They were, more during the Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
But not in the Avengers movies.
No, it is... No, because they've always had really good chemistry. That whole scene between them in the first Avengers in the tower before Coulson interrupts them is so fucking cute.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I like their relationship better, I think, in like Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's fair. The idea that Tony decides to try to fix all of that just so that he could bring Peter back is also very sweet. Tiny.
Perfectly not confused.
The CG on his face in that helmet's a little rough. But, Hulk looks so good that sometimes other parts can't look as good.
I really do wish that they had physical suits. I'm a little upset that...
Yeah, right? Like, the CG suits is very silly.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Scott. Old man Scott.
This was the one theory about Steve Rogers coming back was just put him through this thing and put him in as old man and come out as hot Rogers again.
I mean, old man Rogers was also pretty hot too, so.
Well, yeah, because it was still Chris Evans. Or Mimi.
Or Mimi. Steve's face there. One thing I do hate about modern blockbuster movies, the Fast and Furious notwithstanding, are how they are just really long car commercials. Every time it's an Audi, it's a Mitsubishi, it's fucking Chevy trucks and Twisters, it's whatever it is. The fact that, I get that they get sponsors to offset the cost, the fact that this movie cost $1 billion to make, but, just the blatant car commercial aspect of modern movies is something that I always find annoying.
Especially here where the front plate is not a license plate, but it's like E-Tron.
E-Tron. Yeah.
All right, we get it. I mean, Tony Stark, it does fit Tony Stark very well, though. He's just driving the newest, coolest, sleekest,
most
expensive car.
But it's so blatantly annoying for me.
Doing this is much better than what was the movie? Oh, I can't remember. There's one movie that right now I can't remember. I think it was Madam Web.
Yeah. Well,
where they park a car, and it's like the way they park it is exactly the angle that they do with a lot of car commercials.
yeah, that's
And
sort
the
of like
sun was setting. It was at a beach or something. I can't remember.
Jesus.
But it was just so in your face car commercial. It's like that's not even creative.
Yeah.
I like creative. If you're gonna throw commercials in my face while I watch a movie, be more creative about it.
I don't even really mind like when you just happen to see like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Subway in the background, because that's real life, right?
Sure,
like
yeah.
you
They're
drive
everywhere.
somewhere, you see stores, you see brandy, and it's just a part of it. Like, so I don't mind that in my films so much.
No, when they uncreatively just
when it's
throw it
uncreative,
right
I
at
guess.
you.
Yeah, it could be frustrating.
And this isn't even bad to me.
No.
The way they're doing this.
It just made me think of it the way that like they had the buildup of him pulling up and everything, and Scott's from San Francisco. Not only should he not be eating tacos that way, but also like he's from San Francisco. He's had better tacos than that. But
Well, yeah, but this is all New York can give him.
I know. Yumi. This poor Scott's just like, the fuck is this? Oh. How small those tacos are in his hand. That's a good, like,
That's a bro right there.
yeah. That is a bro right there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the exact same town that they found the Tesseract in Thor 1, correct? Tonsberg is the same town that becomes New Asgard.
Are you asking, is it, or telling me it is?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I remember hearing it.
I'm almost
I
positive.
just can't remember if it's...
If I
It would
wasn't
make
having to
sense.
watch this
like,
on
where's
my
New
computer.
Asgard gonna go?
Yeah. Either of the other ways. One of my favorite Lego sets is Thor's living room here. Just for what it's worth, it's a very cute Lego set, and it's sitting on my shelf right now. Poor Thor. I've already said it. He's a sweet, soft boy, but, you know, like, this is a man who is desperately sad and depressed and who needs some mental health help. And he's just not getting it. Although, he's just not getting it. He's a... Oh, Korg. Sweet Korg. Didn't we find out eventually who Noob Master was?
In a TV show, maybe?
Yes.
But I don't remember.
I don't remember offhand who it was either. It's all these little things that we've learned since watching Endgame that are like coming back to me, and I'm like, oh yeah. Also, like, he's not that out of shape. just because he has a bit of a beer belly. It's not like the worst in the world. He's still got toned ass legs and strength. And like I'd cuddle up to that belly. Hemsworth is a good actor. Like, look at the pain in his face. The Hulk and Thor friendship is something that I'm glad that they cultivated over the years. You know, it was fun seeing them be kind of like enemies in Avengers 1, but, you know.
Yeah, over time with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Build a relationship more, and then...
Especially now to the point where, like, Bruce knows he has to push Thor to do what's right. You can see it in his face. It's really gentle and really loving. Does Rocket know that Stormbreaker is a part of Groot?
If he does, nobody's ever mentioned. Like, it's funny to have Thor act like this in this movie, and then almost the complete opposite in Love and Thunder.
Well, yeah, because he's growing out of his depression.
I know,
right?
but it's like way over on the other side of the scale.
Yeah. I mean, Thor's been through it in a lot of different ways. Makes you wonder how Sharon managed to stay under the radar of Ronan out there in Madripoor, because the theory is that she didn't actually get blipped away. She used the chaos of the blip to make people think that she did, and then that's how she became the power broker. Because, you know, the whole time the power broker was working in Madripoor during these 5 years. So Sharon didn't ever actually get dusted. She just became the power broker in the chaos. And so it's interesting to wonder why Ronan never went after her, but maybe we'll figure that out one day. This
Not a big enough threat.
Yeah, true. This actor here has made it big in Shogun this year. People are obsessed with that show. I haven't happened to watch it yet, but he is a very attractive man, and I get it. The old "I'll give you anything," and then the hero's like, "I just want my family back. You gave me that." It's been done to death. And as a writer, I've done it to death, but still, it's been done to death. Meanwhile, Natasha's just watching all of this, you know, highly amused, because why wouldn't she? I use that meme a lot when describing whether or not Matt Murdock would ever come back with Charlie Cox attached to it. Like, don't give me that hope. Don't take that hope away from me.
I was really into. I really love that scene. You were talking about the other guy.
Yeah, the actor.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Mm-hmm.
He has been around forever.
Yeah, he's done 1,000 things.
I mean, he was in Last Samurai, which is one of the first ones I think I really remember him from, even though, I mean, we watched him in Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
A Danny Boyle movie that I really like him in. And then yeah, he's just one of those actors, very accomplished stuntman and sword choreographer. But yeah, I'm always really happy to see him.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor. I love this moment with the rope and the face he makes.
And there's this like slight sound effect in the background.
Of the
It sounds
rope
like
stretching.
rope stretching. Yeah.
Yes. Sebastian Stan was in Hot Tub Time Machine, so how does that work?
Sorry, what?
Well, they just referenced Hot Tub Time Machine. Sebastian Stan is the bad guy in Hot Tub Time Machine. Was somebody watching that movie going, he looks a lot like Bucky Barnes?
Of course you would know that.
I mean, yeah, Back to the Future is kind of a bunch of bullshit. I know it's a classic, but...
It's one of my favorite movies.
And it's a great film, don't get me wrong, but his mom's trying to hit on him, and that's a little gross.
It's not her fault.
No, I would hit on Michael J. Fox, too. Unless I knew he was my son. If I didn't, well, like, I get it.
You're about to get into some interesting conversation.
Well, we've got 3 hours to fill. What else are we doing?
Watching a movie.
We are watching a movie. I always felt bad for Hawkeye here in that he just almost sees his children again.
Yeah, right. After 5 years of believing they're essentially dead.
Yeah, to hear their voice again,
Yeah,
to
hear
see
the voices
them again.
and then it's taken away from you again.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I mean, those suits weren't, like, are you telling me right now that those boots are CG? Like, that whole suit is CG? They didn't have a single practical suit the entire time?
Yeah, I believe every scene with a suit is a body capture.
God, that's so ridiculous. Just build the suit.
Supposedly they didn't have a design for the suit ready or
Then pick
decided
one.
on. I know. It makes no sense why a production like this. I understand them not having helmets,
Yeah.
but why you couldn't
just build...
make some suits that
Yeah.
every other superhero movie can easily produce a suit, but the penultimate, not even the penultimate, the final, it just makes no sense.
I love that he's just the dude in the corner. Yeah. You gotta wonder how many edibles Thor would have to take to feel the effect of weed. I wonder that too when it comes to like the rest of them. How much of a weed soda could Captain America drink before he felt any of it? Or is he just completely incapable of feeling any sort of, inebriation whatsoever? Because he can't get drunk. He can drink, but he can't get drunk.
Right.
So if he drank one of those, like a full bottle of one of those weed sodas that you're only supposed to drink like a thimble of over the course of several days, like what would happen?
They probably won't affect him.
I have these thoughts.
You do.
Well, somebody else has to. Does Jane get blipped? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh, poor Thor.
You want to go to
They're
space,
just
puppy?
so mean to him. He's the one that comes up with this idea.
I know. Without him, nobody would. They're just like, ooh,
Yeah, they're all just
awkward.
like, oh boy. Except for Rocket, who looks very sad.
Not it.
I call not it all the time, especially at work. Okay, having Hulk say shut the front door is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking
It is.
stupid.
It is.
Just either commit or don't do it at all.
Yeah, I've seen it behind the scenes on this walk,
Yeah, and,
and
they're all
nobody's
in.
wearing these suits.
Yeah.
They're all motion capture suits.
Well, before we buckle up into the time heist, any more last minute thoughts about this first quarter of this movie? Or this first third, I guess you could say. Tony never could withstand a good Cap speech. Like,
Tony's also looking at him like, well, I don't know about whatever it takes. I'm like, And now we begin like the
no, you won't.
like this is giving fans so much like thank you for watching all these movies throughout
Yeah.
the years, because we're going to reference so many of them right now.
Yeah, you couldn't have just
The
walked
good, the
into this
bad.
movie. I'm sure somebody went to see this movie without seeing any other Marvel movie and was very confused.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And they were probably angry about that, but it's like, well, you didn't do the
movie
homework.
that's giving fans the payoff.
Yeah,
It's the payoff movie. Like
it is the payoff movie. And it's so good. Oh,
like
look
we're
at
back
the
here.
babies. They're babies.
Seeing him back in that suit too.
Mm-hmm. I love how embarrassed Hulk is by this, you know. He almost looks smaller too. Yeah, rip that shirt off. Yes, Daddy.
I think it's gratuitous, but whatever.
I think that's gratuitous, but whatever. Just how half-hearted he is about, like, breaking shit.
Like,
It's so good. I do love seeing Hulk and Tilda Swinton just do their thing.
now that would have been an interesting thing to see.
During Avengers?
No, the Ancient One versus Thanos.
That would have been interesting. I love how she just instantly knows.
Well, yeah.
And
She
she's
knows
the
the
Ancient
future.
One. I absolutely understand the discourse around her casting and whether or not, they should have hired a white British woman to play an ancient, Asian, gave her a different backstory.
So,
And also, it's Tilda Swinton. She can do anything.
Tilda Swinton's so great. And she
Tilda
looks so
Swinton can
great as the Ancient One.
Yeah. Tom Hiddleston hit himself in the face several times doing that scene.
Awesome.
He was flipping the cup. This scene with his mom is it's so heartbreaking and sweet. And also, Renee Russo, forever babe. It's my mother. I've said this before, I appreciate that although they play Thor's depression for laughs, they don't play it only for laughs. Like, they make fun of him lovingly because they're friends and family, but, his depression doesn't make him unworthy, and that's fucking beautiful to me. Time to be the captain, Rocket.
Rocket's a great leader. He's full of himself, but he's also a great leader, especially compared to Quill, who's also full of himself. But
Yeah. Kind of in a worse way. Not
Yeah.
as endearing.
not as endearing.
No.
You're right. That's why I love Rocket. Oh, they will.
Oh, God. It's... Once you realize where they're going and what they have to do,
Yeah.
It just hurts so much. And I don't even really like Black Widow that much. But it still just hurts so much.
That's what, like, I love that they left these 6
Yeah.
undusted. I mean, plus you got Rhodey and you got Nebula and some other
Yeah, but
people
like
joined,
our core
but
6.
I'm glad that the core 6 didn't get, like, none of them got dusted.
Yeah.
That we get to enjoy the last Avengers movie with them by them being all together during the whole film and not just coming in to rescue the group at the end. Which is an even more insane thing that they pulled off of just, hey, you know, every single hero you've seen? No, not just some of them. Every single hero.
Yeah.
And even some that we only allude to but not show you until that moment. Like Gwyneth Paltrow's character.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to miss these two and their dynamic. Like, I don't think that Zoe Saldana is ever coming back. I think that Karen Gillan is pretty much, you know, down to clown. But I really liked the dynamic that Gamora and Nebula have with each other. I liked watching them go from enemies to sisters. And yeah, I think they did a really good job with each other, and I'm going to miss them for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zoe Saldana comes back for one of the last upcoming Avengers movies.
I mean, you know, Marvel's going to dump enough money on everybody's laps to get them to come back in some way, shape, or form. But a cameo's not quite the same thing as, you know.
I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I guess we don't know.
We're talking about the next 3 years of Marvel with everything that's happening, and you never know what nonsense they're going to think of to bring this person over there and that person over
Yeah.
here.
I just need a scene. I just need a scene with Sebastian Stan, Oscar Isaac, and Charlie Cox in it all together. They don't even have to be speaking. They just need to be standing next to each other so that I could screen cap that on my phone and put it on my tombstone one day.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I ever noticed until now that he was just hanging on the side of the
Chrysler building.
Just chilling, waiting for things to wrap up. It's ridiculous.
No one asked you to look, Tony. That is America's ass.
I mean, if I want an ass to represent my country,
Oh, it would absolutely be that ass.
my freedom, and my
Hope for a better tomorrow.
I'm absolutely voting for
Dad
Chris Evans'
ass.
ass.
Not that, I mean, Scarlett Johansson looks fucking great in that suit, too.
Scarlett Johansson's looked great forever.
That is true. She's a beautiful woman.
I mean, it's not like they're hiring.
They do look like bad guys. I love the way that he like dips out of the window like that. The way he literally just kind of like falls and tumbles out. It's very funny. And then Tom's little wave, Loki's little wave to Hulk.
Even Thor was just like, bye bye.
Go on. Anytime that Loki pretends to be Captain America, giving Chris Evans the chance to then pretend to be Loki being Captain America, pure joy. Just the best thing on this planet. Oh my God. Oh, such a great scene. Great callback. Great everything. Even the tension feels the same.
Yeah, and there's no reason for it to feel...
Nope. Is Guy in this scene?
Because we're years away from... Actually, I don't think Guy is in this scene.
God, one of my favorite things in this movie is his little smile here in a moment. Hail Hydra. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And then his little smirk. I love it so much. Oh, see, this is when like, you're right. This movie is so much for the fans, and it makes me so very happy. And this is the Loki that goes on to become our Loki. And like,
And that scene in the elevator means absolutely nothing to you if you haven't seen...
Nothing to you if you haven't seen it. Have you ever used Axe body spray?
Maybe when it was first introduced and I tried it.
Yeah, I feel like I've never smelled it on you.
I think Axe is older than our relationship. Which is surprising considering how bad it is.
Oh, God, Loki. He's our boy.
God, the fact that Robert Redford came back for a scene...
But they couldn't get Clark Gregg. They wouldn't get Clark Gregg. I'm still so angry about that.
Well, it doesn't take place when he's alive.
Oh, no, you're right. He's already dead, isn't he?
Dead.
Still makes me sad.
Well, we'll always be sad about. But that's why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. exists.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm still convinced it doesn't take place in a different universe, but whatever. I've talked about this at length, and there's no point. I love how that Loki clocks at the case.
And he's the only one.
He's the only one
because
that's paying attention.
He would.
Yeah.
He has an eye for the out of place.
And here's the beginning of one of the greatest things that Marvel has ever done.
Loki right here,
which is the Loki TV
is
show.
About to go through some shit eventually become the shit.
Yep. This right here. I've never done this before.
It worked.
Oh my goodness gracious. The cap on cap fight.
Cap on cap.
And Evans plays it so well. He plays the young the young Cap and the older Cap so well, and it's so subtle.
Yeah, but it cannot be easy to remember what your character was going through so many years later.
Well, I think you just have to yeah, I know.
I know.
I think it's just the optimism that young Cap had, you know?
Sure.
Also, like,
he was more of a Boy Scout.
He was the Boy Scout, yeah. Whereas older
wiser.
Older Cap's, no, he's seen some shit.
I mean, just his time working with S.H.I.E.L.D.
And knowing, the fact that he's able to, oh, God, that hurts. Ah. But, you know yourself the best, and he knows exactly what it's going to take to get Cap off of him. It is America's ass indeed.
Man, that shit.
So good.
It's so cheesy too, but it's so much fun.
I know. I mean, these stones are quite the MacGuffin that have to be figured out, talked about, described. They really had to do a lot of mental gymnastics to try to make these things as important as they always have been. You know what I mean?
Sure, and I've never read any of the comics that I have read plenty of comics, but not the ones
not the important
pertaining
ones.
to a stone. So I don't know how much the writers had to
create versus just, adapt.
Adapt from existing material.
The fact that she knows that if Strange gave it away, that means that it's important.
Yeah. That we're not fucking around. Oh, man. Such a menacing ship. Oh, and then, of course, we get to watch these four
Die all over again.
yeah. Henchmen, that's what I was thinking. Watch these henchmen die again. How did you do that?
It is very enjoyable watching Ebony Maw get killed twice or 3 times because I fucking hate him. Not only do I not like that he looks like Squidward, but it is so satisfying watching him die.
Well, because he's just pompous.
So evil.
He's
He's a dick.
Yeah, he doesn't just kill you. He's a dick to you first.
I know that they had to come up with a way that Thanos had to be aware of what was going on. I always sort of felt bad for Nebula that she accidentally told on them, if you will. You know, she didn't choose to, but it happens. Like, was Nebula not aware that that could happen? Why would she risk it?
Ooh, maybe she wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, yeah, you would think she would be like, I'll stay back.
Yeah, like there's a possibility that she must have not have known. Oh. When she says the years have not been kind to you. Oh, a mother always knows. They always cry when they see Mom. They always cry when they see Mom. David Johansen in Scrooged was right.
Is this new footage?
No, this was a deleted scene.
That's what I thought I remember. I was like, I could see them.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of the deleted scene was, but they found the right one and they just made it work. Because I don't think Natalie Portman was keen on coming back for it.
No, whatever they convinced her.
Well, I mean, they gave her the hammer. That's how they convinced her.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, and
make her
probably
more than
a
just
shit ton of money.
I mean, she was definitely the damsel in distress in Thor 2.
Yeah. I love that none of them know what a raccoon is. Like, they all call him a rabbit.
Rabbits are more prominent throughout the galaxy than raccoons are?
There's not a lot of trash on Asgard. Outside of Loki. Hey-oh! Oh, one more moment. Everybody gets one more moment with the person that they love most, you know? Tony does, Thor does, Cap gets several.
Cap gets several.
Like, this is the moment. Your depression doesn't make you unworthy. I'm still worthy. That scene means the world to me. Hey. I love how they just make fun of him, make fun of Quill relentlessly.
He is the butt of a lot of jokes.
This is so funny when it cuts to him.
Yeah,
just
the music
quietly,
stops and they're just watching, yeah.
so good. It's so good. Oh, just one of my favorite things. I refuse to believe that's a scroll. That roadie is the best of roadies.
Well, Maggie, I think a lot of people would like to retcon.
I know. It just makes me so angry.
So close to.
I know. She was so close. Imagine seeing that. You're like, well, there you go. Why doesn't she just suit up and zap back then? I guess she can't do anything about... I don't know. I always wondered why she, you know... I guess she is trying to tell. Yeah.
Well, and
Or
they,
like as soon
on
as
their exit, on their return, they're all typing in like we're going back the same time. So
Yeah.
they're all going like.
Why doesn't she just dip out now?
Rhodey's not just. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to figure out how to.
Yeah, because then it just wouldn't be what it is, though. That's the thing. It's like any of these weird little plot holes or, you know, things that they could have done differently, we wouldn't be getting the story that we got. So.
A vaguely exact
vaguely
idea.
exact, yeah. So that's Captain America's birthday, 0407. They're going back to, July 4th, which is Steve's birthday. Just in case
Did they say 7-4 or 4-7?
He said 0407.
So April 7th.
Oh. Well, I was thinking the
European
way.
of doing it?
Yeah. Of course, why would they pick those numbers for a reason? Like the 4th of July. Come on, guys. Also, that looks like the summer. Oh, our last ever proper Stanley cameo. Oh. He's responsible for all of this, for good and for ill. And we miss him dearly. Another Community cameo, Yvette Nicole Brown. Of course, played Shirley in Community. Oh, that's nice.
I love how she calls him a hippie because of his facial hair.
Mm-hmm. And I love that she's instantly suspicious. She knows they're not supposed to be there. Because if there was anybody that hot on campus, it would have created a whirlwind of activity amongst the women there. If fucking Steve Rogers was there, they'd be like, who's that man? Did you see that ass? America's ass. And then there's this wonderful moment of father and son. Oh, this scene is so sweet. It's hard to talk through these scenes because it's just so wildly entertaining to see all of this. Like, it's just so sweet and so cute. And also you get a little bit of a young Michael Douglas, who is forever babe. Steve Rogers is such a sassy asshole, and I love him for
It's glowing.
it. No, some people don't feel that good.
People don't feel that good.
It's so great.
It's like his improvising is like
He's just so
glowing.
good.
People don't feel good.
This is why he's fucking
I saw it in
Captain
an episode
America.
of something I watched in the 40s.
God, I wonder what sort of stuff Steve Rogers binges.
Well, he was making a list.
That is true. I love that he's doing the math in his head. He's like, oh shit. Yeah. John Slattery is just so good. And I adore him so much. I do miss Dominic Cooper, though. I like Dominic Cooper as a young Howard Stark. Like, John Slattery is great, but...
Yeah, John Slattery is great,
Yeah.
but Dominic Cooper had that... I mean, I always just think of them as... You get Dominic Cooper during World War II, and
yeah.
then... Yeah.
What are the odds he dips into this office? What are the odds?
I have all
That
the
it's
offices.
Peggy. And of course
On
she
the
would
entire
keep.
base.
Yeah.
Margaret Carter.
Oh. He's just so hopeless for her. And a lot of the fans don't understand why he would leave Bucky and go back to be with her, but I do. I get why he finally chooses, a moment, a chance to be happy for himself. He loves her. It's always been her.
Yeah, just a time for him to retire, essentially.
Take a break.
He got a second chance. And he took it.
And and good for him for taking it, too. The son giving the father advice on how to be a good father, even though that the father doesn't know that that's the son giving him that advice. Time travel. It's beautiful. Mm. Except there are quite a lot of things you wouldn't do for them. But anyways.
Well, it's easy to say something like that in the moment.
Yeah. This is awkward.
No, like, dude, we just met.
Oh, and then a little bit of a James Darcy cameo.
Yep.
The original Jarvis.
Yeah.
Which you would only know if you had watched the Carter TV show.
Yeah, Carter TV show.
Yeah. Oh, and then we're back into this absolutely soul-destroying part of the movie. It's so interesting being able to see Nebula be the one who turns Gamora, as opposed to it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Nebula turned the original Gamora, now Nebula's, well, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yep, and now here we go. The utter devastation of this part.
And now we're gonna.
I never cried for her.
This is where the movie really gets.
Yeah, no, this is where the
serious.
stakes get raised.
I mean, yeah, stakes have been pretty crazy.
Because we've already gotten back some heroes that we've lost, but you know, she's not coming back. It would be interesting if they got her back.
No, I think after what happened with Black Widow, I don't think she'll be back.
No. Oh, Liebchen. We were talking the other day about how good Ross Marquardt is at not only doing the Red Skull voice, but honestly doing most voices. That motherfucker is an incredible impressionist.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, I can't remember the character's name in Walking Dead that he played. But
he survived, right? Ultimately?
I think he did. He was
Yeah.
the guy with one hand. Or he loses a hand.
I mean, who didn't lose something in that show?
Right. No. His character's memorable for not having one hand.
Well, no, but doesn't, what's his face lose a hand too? The main character?
Rick?
Rick.
Do you lose a hand?
I always thought so. I don't know. I didn't even watch the series. It's just stuff
I
that
think
know.
he loses. I think Rick lost a hand in the comic book, but
Yeah.
not in the TV show.
I mean, wouldn't you just rock, paper, scissors it? And, well, 6-1. Originally, there's supposed to be a fight on this, like the Thanos and his crew were supposed to attack these two during this scene, which was going to like up the stakes.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, I am too. I also think that Captain Marvel was supposed to appear during that fight. Also, it was a bit convoluted. They did the right thing here.
Yeah, they kept it simple. If we have to lose somebody, let's just have this
It
moment.
really could have been either one of them, but I get that she wanted to go and he didn't, Scarlett Johansson was ready to move on. Meanwhile, the Red Skull is just watching all of this, rolling his eyes like, ugh, emotions. I mean, it is tragic. Like, there has to be sacrifice in order to achieve something, and this is it. But fucking ouch, man. I also like that they use the exact same music for when it happened to Gamora, too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I kind of wonder how often the Soul Stone has ever been in somebody's grasp. You know, we see Thanos get it, we see Clint get it, but who else over the course of the existence of the universe has who has had to sacrifice what for this? And then, when you take it back, what happens? I always thought it would be funny, and it's a meme, it's a classic meme where like the Red Skull or the Red Guardian, whatever he's called, is like, Steve Rogers, son of a bitch, it's you. Because Steve's got to return it to this planet. So, like, what was that conversation
Red
like?
Skull and Captain America finally reunited.
Yeah, that's the what if episode I would like to see. Actually, there's 1,000 what ifs I'd like to see. I wish that series
Maybe
would
once
last
Red
forever.
Skull gets the stone, he just pulls a Luke Skywalker and throws it behind his shoulder.
I mean, to be fair, people always come back from the dead in these fucking movies.
We're talking about space magic.
Well, Cap. I would have liked to have seen the splashdown. This.
These three scientists.
These three scientists.
Geniuses.
Yeah. Still finding a way to fuck with each other, too.
That's great. It's great.
And then his little... He just wants to do it. Yeah, it's usually about this point that I dip into the movie and then just watch the last hour and then cry for another hour afterwards.
Yeah,
So we're getting back into the territory that I'm very comfortable with.
Well, and we're at 2 hours right now.
Yeah.
So this is the last hour of the movie.
And it's just, it makes me so happy.
It's like, here we go.
Yeah.
Is that a Wakandan shield?
No, I think it's just a...
Is it just one of Tony's shields?
Yeah.
Just the height of it and the fact that it was blue just reminds me of the...
I mean, maybe he got
Wakandan.
the idea, or he, some tech or some... I don't know. Yeah. I just thought it was just...
Yeah, I was just
Tony
curious.
being Tony. Come on, Hulk. Come on, I've seen this before. I know he does it. Come on, buddy. Gateway open. How does she... Wait. You know what? I'll bring up the PIM particles another day.
It's all based off of the information that the other...
Yeah, but she only had one set of PIM particles for their turn home. So how did she get home and also the ship?
She grabbed it from this lab.
Oh, maybe so.
I thought they actually showed her take it off of a...
Oh, maybe. I don't
I
know.
thought they showed her steal it.
But then you know what you hear?
The birds are back.
The birds are back. Oh, man.
And she had him on speed dial.
She was just
so
like,
fast.
The fuck just happened?
She must have her phone must have blipped with her.
Well, I mean, yeah, like how
Phones and arms can blip.
phones
but
and arms
machine
can
guns
blip,
can't.
but machine guns can't. Maybe it's how much of it. Maybe if it's in your pocket.
If it's in your pocket or surgically attached to you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that.
Some very awkward things happening across the world right now. There's a lot of chaos, but we just don't get to be a part of it because, what's to come is just an hour's worth of chaos, and I fucking love it. Man, that is
brutal. That is.
That is brutal.
That is brutal.
And then here's little Scott, little baby Scott.
Once again, Clint hears his wife's voice and then it's taken away from her again.
Yeah.
Third time in this movie.
Well, I mean, it's a good fucking thing he fell with that.
Yeah, right. I love how the Tatar, I can't talk right now, but they're already down there. It's pretty crazy.
I love that
He's
this
like,
thing
fuck, not
now
you guys again.
essentially becomes a football. That's
Yeah,
what
hot
the Infinity
potato.
Gauntlet becomes. It becomes hot potato. Oh my god. Oh, this Thanos is so terrifying. Oh. They really did suspect nothing.
No, they
She
were
just snuck
completely
right in
oblivious
there. Yeah.
to any of this.
Do you think that the people of Earth are even aware that this is happening right now? Or do you think they're so just shocked by the insanity of everybody coming back? Because everybody has just come back.
Yeah, there's a lot
Do you
happening
think-
all at once. Like,
Yeah.
of course, people on the other side of the earth aren't affected by this or
But do you think like
care.
the people in New York are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I mean, there's a lot happening
There's a
all at once.
lot happening. Oh, this moment. We become friends and we become sisters. Oh.
What a moment.
What a moment.
I don't pay attention to that moment very often.
What, the
Just-
relief
well,
that
him-
Tony has?
Him walking up to him and being like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We got
Time
to
to
get
go.
up. And he's got a shield with him. And because usually Captain America's the one who's always on his feet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. These three going into battle one last time. This reveal.
Getting both of them. Such a good line.
I know. And we missed it the first time we saw it in theater because people were screaming too loudly.
Of course, yeah.
From
Our theater was very loud.
our theater, well,
But
which
all of
it
them-
should have been.
Right, I know. Every
Yeah.
theater was.
I mean, we've all seen the videos. We were all there when Cap picks up Mjolnir.
I
That-
mean, yeah, that was
floored us.
That was a
fucking moment.
That was a moment that I don't feel like I'll ever have repeated in my life again.
It's going to take a lot
As
for
nerdy
that
as that
moment
is,
in a movie
sounds-
theater. Yeah.
Because we're talking about over 10 years of build-up.
Yeah.
Over 20 films by this point. Or no, this was like the
I
17th.
think this was like the 19th.
Something like that. But still, a moment like that does not happen.
No, that was an earned moment, and it still makes me happy. Oh, hey, Robin. We should have named Robin Thanos for the way he destroys our will to live.
I don't know about live, but hello, that's my microphone. I'll be right back, everyone.
Producer Robin is currently insisting that Caveman spend time with him and only him, no matter what. Oh, they're hugging. It's so cute. Thanos' plan this time around is pretty fucked up too, in that he's just like, I killed half of everybody and it still didn't work. We'll just kill everybody now. Let's take him out completely. His little slingshot off the pencil. It's so cute. Bloop. With all this nonsense this whole time. But, you know, somebody had to play hot potato. Whoop. Up we go. Oh, hey, you. I know you. I love that Clint this whole time is just like, what the fuck? Who the fuck? What the fuck? There's another one? Now producer Robin is knocking Caveman's headphones off and is just really insisting that his daddy give him and only him love and affection at this very moment. It's very cute, folks. And the way he's taking his little head and rubbing it into his dad. But Robin's bad timing, man. Right now we've got to watch Nebula fight Nebula. It's the last hour. It's important. Also, the paradox of killing yourself in the past, but like whatever, it's all well and fine. It's a different version of it. Yeah. And Clint's just like, okie dokie. Whatever you say. I'm just going to take this and... Thanos got... Oh, fucking sweet. The way he uses... Oof. The way Thor uses both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir is pretty great. We're getting to that point, honey. You want to pick your microphone back up, or are you just stuck under the cat? He's just stuck under the cat now. So you're stuck with me here, folks. And in my play-by-play, Thor just hits a tree. Thanos hits Thor. Thor hits a rock. And, oh, hello, cat. Oh, no, now he's here for me, too. Hey, buddy. You don't like me that much. Go away. I mean, you do like me, but not as much as you like your father. This moment, I genuinely thought we were going to lose Thor. But when you start to see that thing lift...
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it goes. It's happening. Wait for it. Oh, it's so fucking
who
good.
Threw it?
Who
Thor's
threw it?
right there.
Oh,
my
God. Oh, it's so... I knew it. Because he always knew. Hey, Robin. Hey, buddy. Oh, gosh. You know, our cat's been asleep for the better part of an hour. And now, during the more important parts of the movie, here he is. Here to bother us.
Yep. I'm sure he's making all sorts of noise through the microphone, too.
Oh, yeah. You might have heard him purr at some point. Watching, and he doesn't even need to know how to use it. He just knows how to use it.
He just uses it.
He's just so fucking good.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it, buddy. Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Well, I mean, you know. Nebula died, or one of them did.
One of them.
Yeah. I always wondered how they fixed the shield. Whether it was new vibranium, whether they found the pieces. Like, what did it take to... Well, I guess the Wakandans probably fixed it for him. If I really thought about it. And here's the moment, folks. When we think that all hope is lost. And that only Cap remains. But as long as Cap remains,
Man,
it was going to be okay.
I'd really like to know what Thanos' weapon is made out of.
Yeah, that is true. We never knew. But it broke vibranium.
Maybe it's unobtainium.
I almost spit beer everywhere. It is terrifying seeing this army come down, knowing what we know about them, and knowing that now Cap stands alone. But he's not alone.
Never alone.
He can actually do this all day. The shot of him, quite literally, the shot coming up right here, where he is standing alone against this army, is so beautiful and it's so earned. Like all of this movie, but that...
Yeah, that's a great
Look
shot.
at that. And then there's our boy. Our next Cap.
Where's that imaginary earpiece?
It's in there somewhere.
Everybody's got.
On your left. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my baby.
By seeing Wakandans coming out of a
Doctor Strange
Doctor
sparkly spiral.
yeah, sparkly spiral.
T'Challa. This moment's so beautiful. And here they all come, ready to avenge. Because that's why they get their name. That's why they are who they are. Peter. Yeah, no, I'm going to name everybody. Shut up. Don't look at me like that. Ibombe. Ibombe. I mean, the Dora Milaje alone could kick all the ass on this planet, so... But it's nice to have... Bucky!
Hey, he's got his machine gun back.
Well, yeah, it was right next to him.
It's just been sitting there the whole time.
The whole time. The whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
Yes. I think we could use more.
I wanted Daredevil to be there. And Moon Knight, my babies. And then the fucking striking up the original Avengers theme. It's glorious.
And after all these
And
years,
Thanos looks fucking scared.
we finally get the line.
Oh my god. Oh, I mean, this moment.
Not every day you get to see a Pegasus in a
In a Marvel movie.
in a Marvel movie or
No,
a
you
battle
don't.
scene like this.
No. Going up against fucking, Chitauri and space dogs and fighting alongside giant. I mean, look at that.
It's right out of a comic book.
Just
splash page.
It's really because I have watched this part. I mean, dozens of times, and so you pick up on little moments where you're like, you know, Okoye's there, Shuri's there, like just watching everybody, Korg and Drax, like it's incredible. And I want to so desperately
Pepper
point
and
it all
Tony
out.
fighting back to back.
Mantis back there, like she's gonna like kick somebody in a moment here. Bucky.
Wakandan's fighting over there.
This moment with Peter.
Suck
So satisfying. Do you remember when we were in space?
I got all dusty.
The look on Tony's face. Oh.
Oh, this is nice.
Tom Holland will always be my favorite Peter Parker. He's just so pure. Have you ever seen the behind the scenes footage of like all of them on set together? It's incredible. Just the star power. There's lots of cute videos
Of these two together?
of everybody together.
Oh. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, it's just so good. I love this like one sorcerer in the background who's just doing his best. He's just like doo doo doo. Sparkly circle. They always make hot wiring look so easy. It cannot be that easy, right? I don't know. Let's learn.
Hot potato, hot potato. Oh, God, this is one of my favorite moments in any of Marvel movie ever. Oh, you will. If it weren't for Thanos saying rain fire, she would have murdered him.
Yeah.
Her and Carol are the two strongest Avengers. They're the ones that put fear into Thanos' eyes. And I will stand by that and the proof of it because it's on the screen. God, I hate Ebony Maw. I just don't want her to be gone. I want Wanda to come back. I mean, I know that she wanted to make him suffer in this moment too, but she really should have just snapped his fucking neck. Just squeezed his head like a grape. And Wong, too. I think it is... Wong is not only, like, the fucking MVP of the entire series forever, but, you know, he is so powerful. He's so, so powerful.
Hey, Queens.
Hey, Queens. I love this moment. They just kind of, like, Peter becomes the hot potato.
Yeah.
And this Peter Parker cannot help but introduce himself to everybody. He is so polite, but he cannot keep his identity a secret to save his life.
Hey, Peter Parker.
Oh my God, this moment. Oh my God, this moment. Oh. If you thought that I was attracted to anybody on the screen now.
Calm yourself down a little.
It's so hot.
It's a family show.
No, it's not. Yeah, not just any somethings. The only something that matters. Look at her rip through that ship. Oh, that's such a great shot. Oh, mommy. I love that scene. That would be my back tattoo. It's just her destroying that fucking ship. Full back tattoo. The look on his face. Hi, Peter Parker. I love her so much. A lot of people have called out this particular moment as being, you know, woke or problematic or patronizing.
Or just having women group up
Yeah,
to with
all
each
the
other.
women group up and kick ass.
Even though when men group up together, it's normal.
It's
and
totally fine. But the women do it, and all of a sudden it's pandering.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's some of my favorite scenes, like, ever. Yeah, take that, motherfucker.
It's okay. Oh, cat, stay away from my cord. All right.
He tries so hard to go for the head. God, I love this moment. When he headbutts her and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, look at how fucking strong she is. Pink. Nothing. Even though I've seen this 1,000 times, I'm still like, at this moment, you know? The silence of that second, only to the heartbreak of this.
Oh boy.
God. If they don't
What a fucking movie.
If they don't do him service, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I'm very excited that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, but if they don't honor this, I'm going to be so angry.
What do you mean? They're not going to bring him back as Iron
I know,
Man.
but I guess I don't know. This moment is so heartfelt. It's so important to the series as a whole. But I guess they have to go up against the man that saved all of them, and that's what's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt. God, you can see it, like, he knows. And yeah, I'm already crying. People want to hear me cry.
Do
they? The reunions too. I mean, obviously I cry because Tony goes, but then like the reunions of everybody. I want to watch the Hawkeye series again. It did always kind of bother me that this is clearly not his high school. But like, it's like, and also like his whole class got blipped practically, like those poor parents. Oh God. Oh.
How much shorter they are than everybody else walking around them.
I know.
It's clever.
And that's like the last time that they get to be together as a family. Like, oh, poor little Morgan. It's a beautiful send off for him. I love this funeral scene. It hurts so much, but it's so good. Everybody being there.
I like how they have everybody just standing in their own groups.
Yeah, everybody gets a moment. They even put Drax in a shirt, even though it hurts his nipples. That must have been a weird moment for Bucky, considering their history. And then we all went, who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is he?
Totally forgot
Yeah.
that he was in...
The kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Which is nice that they threw him in there, but it's like...
Yeah, but like, who the fuck is he? Yeah. Because through the midst of all of this emotion and all of these people that you know and love, you're like...
Because he doesn't look like that kid anymore.
Who the fuck is that guy? I always wondered what Hawkeye thought of Wanda and her journey after all of this. The jersey of it all and everything that...
Because she told me. She's like, I've been talking to her beyond the grave.
With the Darkhold. They really did her character dirty. Oh, cheeseburgers.
What? Cheeseburgers. All right.
It just hurts so hard. And this is what it's like to watch a movie with me, truly, folks. So,
Oh, yes, it is.
like, Caveman makes fun of me, but he loves it. He loves it.
It's a little distracting in the theater.
No regretskis.
But
You don't have to sit next to me,
you're right. I don't.
but you do. Because you love me.
I do indeed. I love you 3,000.
Bastard. It's a great deleted scene where in this moment he tries to kiss her and she's absolutely disgusted by it. But I think that was just those two improving because they have such good chemistry.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kurt's actual name is Tree.
Sure.
I do love these idiots together so much. Hemsworth has the best eyelashes.
Oh, man.
Man. Is that the infinity suitcase?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, Bucky with the sass. And Sam. Bucky 1000% knows what's going to happen, and look at his face.
This line. It's like they already talked about it.
Oh, they definitely already talked about it. And hopefully made out one last time. He's just so sweet and cute, and he deserves the world and so many hugs.
Yeah, the way Bucky was like, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about, it's not 5 seconds. It's,
No, it's not. Now I immediately want to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I bet you Bucky secretly hoped that he would come back.
See, look at that face.
God, his eyes are so pretty.
I don't think you expected him to be on the...
No. Which, how did that old man sneak in? Or was he just sitting there the whole time?
Yeah, the whole time.
I loved how they were like, Sebastian, just keep your hands in your pockets so we don't have to worry about the arm. You don't have to wear a glove or anything. Just keep your hands in your pockets.
Separate scene, separate location. First one was a stage. This one's...
On the left you run.
Looks more
America's
location.
favorite son.
Oh boy, now we're going to get into...
Oh, dude, Rogers, don't even get me. I should have been talking about Rogers the Musical and how fucking good it is.
Yeah, everybody who's listening, go to YouTube, look up Rogers the Musical.
Yeah.
And
And then
be
just...
a nice
Oh,
palate cleanser after this movie.
it really is. I really love Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
Brave New World.
me too. Supposedly he looks so much like his grandpa that his mother started crying in the theater because she got to see her dad again.
Oh man, that's sad
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
heartwarming. Yeah. I'm glad it's Sam. It's not. We don't actually know what happens to Steve after this. Like, does he die? Does he go off? Does he go to the moon? Like, where does he go? Does Bucky have to sit next to Steve's bed while he dies? Oh God, that would be a beautifully painful scene to write. Fan fiction. I also always, I try to use context clues. I think it's got to be in the late 40s, right? That he returns to her. This is what, late 40s, early 50s, you think? It's definitely not the 70s. No. Not with that car that just drove by.
No. I bet you somebody knows exactly what year and make and model that car is, but I don't. Your dad might.
I could see him going back to...
Immediately following the war.
Yeah.
Oh, and the look on her face. She's so happy.
Because he had enough... I'm guessing he was pin particles for each stone, and then wanted to come back. But chose this instead.
And well-deserved, too. Cap deserves his happy ending, and I'm glad that he gets it. Anyways.
Well, there we have it, everyone.
There we have it. Avengers Endgame.
Marcus and McFeely.
Oh, Feige, you son of a bitch. I love this movie so much. And, like, I get that people like Infinity War because they like the trying to turn my computer down here. They like Infinity War because they like to see the heroes lose or whatever, and they like I don't know. People like Infinity War for their reasons. I love Endgame for everything everything I had to go through to get to this point. The emotions again. I mean, you guys heard me cry, and that was a mild cry sesh on this, by the way. Like mild.
Yeah, it was
I
mild.
have full blown
oh man, you guys
ugly cried to this before, just on my own late at night. You
should
know,
have been here for
maybe a little drunk.
Little Women.
Oh, we can't talk about Little Women.
No, we can't.
But
we haven't recorded it yet, even though it already came out.
Yeah, but and then everybody gets a little moment, which is sweet and a little cheesy, but it's sweet.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
that
Chadwick.
I think it's cool.
Oh, I think it's dorky and cute.
We gotta highlight. It's so very superhero movie.
It is. And the music and
And it's not all from this movie either.
no, it's really
it's just highlighting whatever from any movie across the. Oh man.
Lucky. Hiddles. Everybody gets a badass
Benedict.
moment.
Palm, yeah, it is such a massive cast.
Jesus Christ, the star power of this cast. And I don't even know if they'll ever, they'll be able, actually no, fucking the next Avengers movie or the one afterwards is going to be.
Yeah. The Doom or the one after, or no, not Secret Wars, but
Secret Invasion
or I don't know.
Whatever it is. Yeah, it's going to be on this level. I don't know if it's going to be as earned. It will be, but and some of these people, William Hurt's gone now.
Yeah. Winston Duke, Frank Grillo,
James Darcy got 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel is Groot.
We do
Bradley
love our
Cooper
vehicle
is Rock.
identification number Diesel. We do love him indeed. The fact that they got Redford back for 2 seconds too, the amount of money they had to pay him for that.
Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson was just the very
Nick Fury doesn't even get a line in this film.
Just
and then everybody's signature is adorable. It's sweet.
It's interesting that they did both.
Yeah.
Why? I guess because people can't read.
Yeah.
Signatures. They do that.
And
So they're doing it twice.
Signatures.
They're going through it all twice.
Yeah.
Seems a little.
Well, you're right. People can't read, and
But it's
just because
still
we
showing.
we know their names doesn't mean that everybody does.
But so we already went through all these people. Now we're doing it all over again with more. I don't know.
But
it
everybody gets their moment.
Yeah, twice.
Well, yeah, but Chris Evans Chris Evans only gets one moment, and this is his moment. They don't list him at the beginning.
Are they doing all the side people?
Yeah,
and
they
just
did all the side
main
people
six at the
first,
end?
and then they did the main six at the end. We're watching this right now.
Yeah, I thought I don't know. I wasn't looking at the screen. I was taking my headphones off.
So that Disney Plus wants me to play Wakanda Forever. I can't do that, guys. Not right now.
Right now, after
Not
that crying?
after that.
You want to cry some more?
No, actually, I don't. So, Caveman, what do you give Avengers Endgame?
This is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it
me.
is absolutely a 5 out of 5 for me, too. This movie's flawless.
It stuck the landing
So well.
so well. It brought together, like we said, over 10 years
Yeah.
of films.
Moments, memories, fan nonsense.
Yeah. And the feelings you get every time you watch it, memories you have about the first time watching it, rewatching YouTube clips of people's reaction while it was happening in theater.
Yeah. During the pandemic, I watched the scene of everybody in the theater watching, Cap with Mjolnir so many times because it was like, will we ever get this again? And the answer is no, but the answer is also yes. But I love this film. Like I said, I know that people like Infinity War more, and that's fine. But for me, this movie sticks the landing, and it's just sort of endlessly perfect. And I think it's great. I will always love this film with all of my heart.
So, Maggie.
Yes, Caveman.
I have 2 questions for you.
Hit it.
Would anyone like to buy some pool? A little over 100 grams.
Would anybody like to buy some poo a little over 100 grams?
Play that again.
Would anyone like to buy some pool? A little over 100 grams.
The Promise?
No, I don't think you're going to get this one. This is a HBO movie that he did in 2006.
Oh, is that the one where he plays like the gay cabana boy?
I don't think so.
What is it called?
PU 239.
Oh, yeah. No, I have never seen that.
Yeah, it's about plutonium, PU.
Well, you stumped me, Caveman. Good job.
PU is for the plutonium and
Yes.
239. So,
Donald Gleason's in that movie with him, I think. Or
Patty Constantine.
Patty Constantine. Oh,
I love how the description of the movie,
yeah.
I love how it essentially, this is how it goes. A worker at a Russian nuclear facility gets exposed to a lethal dose of radiation.
Mm-hmm.
In order to provide for his family, he steals some plutonium and sets out to sell it on Moscow's black market with the help of an incompetent criminal. And Oscar Isaac is the incompetent criminal.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. Like I've pulled up like his movies on like Prime or Netflix or whatever to like watch, and I've seen it a few times. Like I've seen it there, and I'm always like, I don't want to.
I mean,
Yeah.
the clips I got from
Baby Oscar
the trailer, and it looks like a pretty insane movie, but also at the same time, I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, his character is really just looks like this like nasty, greasy.
Yeah.
Like his hair's slicked back,
I mean,
and
I
he's
still would.
of
but,
course you would.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Anywho, where were we?
And now we went through this before when we did Infinity War. But would the MCU, or at least Endgame, be better with Oscar Isaac in it?
Well, I mean, he's already there.
He is.
He is already there. He is Moon Knight. He is, he's Stephen Grant and Mark. Oh, what's his?
Spector.
Thank you, Mark Spector. You know, he's already there, and he already has his powers because supposedly he got his powers during the blip.
Yes.
So, you know, yeah, this movie wouldn't have been better if he was in it. Like, now that I know that he's out there, then yes, I would want him to be there at that battle, sassing everybody and just driving people crazy. Because, again, I desperately need a scene where Sebastian Stan and Oscar Isaac and their characters are near each other with a little bit of Charlie Cox just thrown right in there. And then that's the end-all be-all for Maggie. That's the day she dies. But, yeah, no, I don't think Endgame needs him. So, no, this movie would not be better with him in it.
Well, second question.
What character is he gonna play?
Which character that's in Endgame would you have Oscar Isaac play?
That is so hard because all the cameos are earned and you can't replace him with anybody. And if he can't be Stephen Grant bumbling around in the backwards, most perfect, adorable man, I guess he could have been in the elevator with Cap when Cap pulls the Hail Hydra, or he could have been, I mean, I think last time I said he could have been the voice of one of the Black Order. It's hard because there's not a lot of characters in this that aren't characters that we already know. I mean, I guess he could have been, you know, the Joe Russo cameo at the beginning in the therapy scene, the therapy group.
In other words, just
literally just shove him in there.
Any character that's played by,
because if he can't,
somebody that's not one of the already established.
Because if he can't be the character that he is in the MCU already, and I'm not going to make him like Thor, so yeah, just shove him in somewhere, which is also what I would say to him. Shove it anywhere. And And that has been this week's extended version of Movie Mingle. And we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. You know, this was kind of a one-off, guys. We're not going to do a lot of commentaries for films. And, you know, depending on how this one is rated and liked by you guys, we might never do it again. I don't know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun for us, and we hope that you had enjoyed the long insanity of it as well. Coming up next week, we've got Forrest Gump, which will be interesting to watch that movie again with a critical eye, as opposed to watching it with a bored and slightly detached eye, which, you know, is usually how I watch Forrest Gump. It's not my favorite Tom Hanks movie, but who knows? It's been a long time. Maybe I'll love it again. And also, Happy New Year, folks, because it is 2025 now, which is insane. So time has no meaning, but we endure with each other and with those that we love. So Happy New Year to you, and that we hope that this year brings you lots of fun and joy, and maybe brings us some sponsors, because that would be really cool. And definitely more listeners. Please tell your friends. You can find us on Letterboxd, Threads, and Instagram at MovieMinglePod. You can find us on YouTube at MovieMinglePodcast, and you can write us at movieminglepod@gmail.com. That address is in the episode description below. Feel free to write us all your thoughts and comments and questions and concerns about pretty much anything. I mean, I'll answer any email, more or less. So until next week, friends, take good care of yourselves. We love you 3000. Now go mingle. Bye.
Are you an effective team?
We are an effective team.
Let them fight.
How did you just do that?
I'm a really good lawyer.
Here on Caladan, we've ruled by air power and sea power. On Arrakis, we need to cultivate desert power.
Welcome, Mr. Beach. What's that bar? I'm a little confused.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
I don't want to brag, but I will. I was in the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
What is that?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Toga, 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 toga.